you are this type who have been believing and hoping that Nigeria is going to work, please bring your chair close. Come and watch this video. It's only God will reward this bishop for what that they have said in the presence of the present and the former president and all these criminal politicians, these ancestors who have been making life so miserable for all the Nigerians. Come and watch this video, because what you have never seen happening in this country is happening right now. I don't want to talk too much, neither do I want to waste much of your time. Come and watch this video, because they say seeing is believing. Nigeria have finally divided in your own time. Watch and see things by yourself.
Congressman Riley Moore of West Virginia introduced the resolution that put the persecution of Christians in Nigeria on the congressional record. He's been on the issue when nobody else was, and he joins me now. Congressman Moore, welcome. What do you make first over the strikes over the weekend, important strikes to save some Christian lives in Nigeria? You've been calling for this for a long time, right?
I have. Thanks, David. And thank you for continuing to talk about this topic at your network, which many have ignored this. So thank you all so much for continuing to cover it. This can't be understated. This is the number 2, not just ISIS in Nigeria. This is number 2 of ISIS globally, who was just taken out. So ISIS has shifted into the Sahel region around the Lake Chad region, around that basin there, and this is where they've started to set up shop. Now, they recently put an edict out to Christians in the northern part of that country where this terrorist was killed, and it said convert or die or pay the tax. That was the option for the Christians who were living there. Now, he has been running a lot of these kidnapping operations. He was also the head financier. He was handling all the finances, rather, for ISIS around the world globally. So taking this bad guy off the battlefield along with his top lieutenants is certainly, I think, sending a very strong message, but it's also saving Christian lives, which is why we're in this to begin with.
Or they are thinking about the children they will leave behind. There are some names in this country that can open door 10 years after their exit. And there are some names that will shake their head. What are you running for? Are you protecting your name, your image, your integrity? Or you are afraid of one man and you are jumping from left to right, south to north, west to east? One day we shall be brought like this. Have no apology to warn Nigerians. Whether you are APC, PDP, Codeine, Panadol, Paracetamol, God will judge all. The church inclusive, painting and giving false prophecy, telling people it doesn't matter. It matters. Heaven is concerned the way Nigerian Christians, Nigerian Muslims are living their lives. A country where we have everything, yet we are the worst off. Never respected for our name. Our passport has become a laughing stock. And we have leaders in Nigeria who claim to be in charge of this nation. Do they know that the name of this nation is going down the drain? The scripture told me a good name is rather preferred than riches and gold. We shall leave this wet behind. President Jonathan is here now. He is now a former president. Every office will be former. That I'm a bishop today, it will be former. But one thing that will never be former is my soul before the Lord. For if I gain the whole world and I lose my soul, I am of all men most miserable. I am to be pitied. It doesn't matter who ox is God, but the Holy Spirit had propelled me to speak to Nigeria today in memory of Papa Ike Clark, whether we can still get honest men in this country. And that's why when I saw President Jonathan, my heart began to run round. A man who could say my personal ambition is not worth a drop of the blood of a Nigerian. It's not worth it. But today, personal ambitions are burying families. Personal ambitions are burying the country. Our country is sinking and people are clapping. We ought to be weeping and seeking a solution for Nigeria. Recently, people were weeping in River State. And I asked myself, where is Pa Ike Clegg? Who will speak for the Niger Delta? Who will speak for the Ijaw nation? Who will speak for the poor and the downtrodden? Who will speak for the innocent people? The people doing this thing to this nation are people having fat Bibles. They carry them on Sunday. They recite the Quran from beginning to the end. They travel Jerusalem, they travel Mecca. They go on pilgrimage. You don't need to teach them Ramadan. Neither do you need to tell them that this is Lent, you should fast. We are one thing in the afternoon, another thing at night. And we claim that Nigeria will move forward. It will start from the church. The priests are hearing me. The bishops are hearing me. The apostles are hearing me. That these false prophecies is destroying Nigeria. Even the imams are hearing me. Repentance should start with us, the men of God, so that we will have a good name for this country. So that the politicians will know that whatever they have stolen from the nation, if they don't return it, death will remove them. So that the judiciary will know that Lady Justicia, that is supposed to be blind, that now romance, the one that comes with the best of cream and perfume, will end up destroyed. That the judgments from the Nigerian courts will not be conflicting. That the Supreme Court will give us true judgment in line with the word of God and the God norm of this nation. One is ashamed these days when you lift up our green passport. Why? We have soiled our name. Nigerians should return to the good name. The name that made our founding fathers to fight for independence. The name that made people to say, these are Nigerians. Now we queue up in airports and they search us to our pants. Last week here, I saw it on television. A Nigerian woman swallowed 67 tablets of cocaine to take to Iran. Was caught in Port Harcourt. Did you not watch it? What is causing that? What is bringing that? Is it greed? When a child grows to see his father beating his mother, he will grow up to beat his wife. When the leaders are stealing without control, the followers will steal mid-daylight. The national cake had been stolen and there is no place to wash. Hence those who are coming are about stealing the road. He who has ear. Papa Ike Clerk has gone. We shall all go like this. Whether you like it or not, you might be here for 120 years. But one day you will go. And the Lord said, I should speak. And I have spoken. That a good name is better than riches. Jumping after riches. Jumping after offices. Jumping after position.
Please, my country people, fellow Nigerians, I take God beg una. Are we normal in this country? As a people, as a country, are we a normal people? Shall we dey okay, we are normal? If we are normal as people for this country, what level of abnormality are we ready to normalize as a people? Our dear Yoruba Southwestern leaders, some of una, Southwestern traditional leaders, religious leaders, every leader, political leader from the Southwest. So there is a level of corruption, criminality, and insecurity that you are able to tolerate. So some of una we go they shout all the Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba Rota, Yoruba Konu, all of the talk where they talk. So it depends on the person who is in power. Today we get president from the Southwest that is overseeing one of the highest levels of insecurity. And people, they quiet. That is kidnappers and terrorists went to school for Oyo State, Orire local government. Carry teachers and children. They not only end there, they have the boldness to go ahead and execute a teacher on live video. And the video there everywhere. And everybody is moving as if everything is normal. Waiting don't happen to us for this country. That is kidnappers will execute a citizen in cold blood, video it and put online, and the government is still making silly comments and giving you promises. That is all the intelligence of Nigeria, from military to DSS to everybody, have not known where to track kidnappers to. The people where when intelligence they work are people where call say they give army people food. When I go track them, you will jam their phone, you will kidnap them. Ori buruku lesho Nigerian government. That is the master strategy, Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If to say Tinubu get conscience, as it is right now, Tinubu should be organizing mass forgiveness rally around this country, begging for forgiveness. Because if you can be this kind of calamity in your first term, what do you want to come do for second term? On what confidence and what record Tinubu they go around this country? They prepare, say they want to rig themselves back into power again. Today for Nigeria, America go help you to kill ISIS commander for Nigeria. France go help you to collect tax. The tax when they collect for embezzlement. Your job as commander-in-chief is to oversee election shenanigans on how we want to rig people into office. Now the work of our own commander-in-chief. So President Tinubu as commander-in-chief, what are you commanding? Who exactly are you commanding? Everything that has happened under this government has been a scandal. So all the Southwestern leaders now, people know they talk, Afenifere, all of them, religious leaders, traditional leaders, everybody, including not only Southwest, all across the country. It is good as Tinubu come to expose the character and the so-called integrity of the people where we they call leaders for this country. Look at the condition of human beings in the bush. Look at the pain for this man's eyes. They executed him and then the country, everybody, they move on. APC, they do Oriburuku primaries because of Shilenshe. Power that is meaningless to you. More than 20 trillion missing from federation account. Governors, they don't divide that one. More than 800 billion. Everybody, they find. Everywhere money, budgets, they don't implement. All ahead of 2027 election. And when I get mine, they go around this country. They demand for people to come and vote for. Vote for what exactly? Vote for this abomination we call a government. Vote for this scandal, the sacrilege we call a Tinubu APC federal affliction government. What a calamity. What a shame. Nigerians, if you still need anybody to advise you or to tell you that this APC government is an affliction and a calamity, then you are on a long thing. Because at this point, everybody should be mass mobilizing to ensure that you get this bunch of invalids, this bunch of political bandits out of office. Look at video of a teacher. Waiting be the salary of the teacher. Waiting be their welfare. At the end of it, na kidnappers still carry and go kill them again. And the country is moving ahead. How many days, how many weeks ago, police officer execute somebody for worry in broad daylight? We never hear the end of that one. Every day in Nigeria, it is one calamity to the next. And the so-called commander-in-chief sit down there to the borrow loan. When I want to borrow $1.something billion, all ahead of 2027. The one where they don't thief, they on ground. The one where they don't embezzle, they on ground. They still need to borrow more, put the country into debt. People are dying. And people sit down, they open eye, they look. Leaders, so-called leaders, under Jonathan, we cannot do this. It happen now. Look at it. Or your state that used to be one of the most peaceful states in this country. What a shame. Nigerians 2027. Nigerians 2027. My honor to talk, our honor to call the attention. It is left for all of us to end this reign of terror over our lives. See master strategy. See commander-in-chief. Oriburuku Lenshe. Oshini.
Tinubu has brought evil to this country. He knows nothing about governance. He knows nothing about leadership. All he knows is to borrow and share the money to the few and impoverish the masses. And you are here telling us that the healing of Nigeria. Somebody called you that my leg broke. The next thing you do, you broke the second leg. And you are telling me that I should have patience. When you have broke the two legs, even the hand, you have broke it. And somebody is telling you that you should continue. It's only a fool that will allow Tinubu to continue second term. If Tinubu first turn can be like this, hey, let me show you go enter hellfire next year. And I tell the truth.
So Tinubu will win this.
God forbid. He never won the first one. But the only thing is that we didn't defend our vote. He never won an election. Tinubu does not have 5% of Nigerians. That's the truth. He never won the first one. But this time around, we are going to defend that vote. And anybody in INEC that think that he will come here and tell us, especially those coppers, that they didn't give you something to upload our result, we are going to beat you. So don't come.
In the absence of substance, hope is delusional in a place like Nigeria. The president is speaking about how you should not demand development if you are unwilling to pay tax. But he ignored that you should not demand tax if you are unwilling to be accountable. If you are not accountable to those you are taxing, what you call tax is essentially a ransom. It's not tax any longer. It's ransom. When you can unilaterally, as the president, award contracts that did not go through any tender, for which there was no budget, and then the budget itself is not implemented, but you continue awarding contract to a company in which you have interest, and your son is a director, and you are still talking about tax. That is not tax. That's ransom. We are your hostages, your victims. We are not citizens. And when you are talking about not asking for development if we are unwilling to pay taxes, I think you should rephrase that. I will not be derailed. The key thing I need all of us to understand is that the only way you can retain hope, substantive hope, in a place that is hopeless, because Nigeria is structurally and realistically hopeless. But in the absence of hope, the human spirit is left with despair, and the ruiners of Nigeria will prefer that we despair rather than that we hope. Hope is a dangerous commodity a hopeful people.
Tinubu should not be campaigning this election. He should be apologizing to Nigerians. What exactly is Tinubu campaigning over?
We don't appreciate President Tinubu enough, and this is why I would say it. Yeah, this is why Anambra State needed real infrastructure. The monies to be used for these infrastructures were kept in the bank. And you tell me, let me come and vote for a leader with examples. Is it this kind of examples? No.
Tinubu is the most unpopular president in the Fourth Republic.
The approach of Peter Obi, when there's a problem, he runs away. He runs away.
Peter Obi seems to be attracting a class of people, a class of enlightened people. Nigerians will stand and look at the police officer and say, "Oh, guy, I know if he give you a bribe today because our guy know they give shishi." You know, Nigerians will be emboldened to stand up a lot against a lot of things.
We have a government that has failed in the area of welfare. Nigerians are hungrier. We have a government that has failed in the area of security. No development in Lagos. There's no development in any part of the country. Tinubu has been receiving subsidy from the Nigerian people since when he was senator. Nigeria has been subsidizing his family. We are subsidizing his wife, his children, the entire family.
President Tinubu should be likened to a priest or a celestial prophet with that is white garment,
like he has done to security.
Listen, of course, we are coming
what is the public now?
Hold on now.
The fact that Shure is not there, does not have the experience of thievery, is actually the reason we needed to vote him.
Naira was the worst performing currency in Africa, but right now, confirm it, fact check me, prove me wrong. Naira is the second best performing currency in Africa.
As of May 2026, the exchange rate heavily favors the CFA, with 1 CFA franc often worth more than 2 Nigerian naira. Exchange rate: 1,000 CFA franc is approximately equal to over 2,400 naira, meaning the naira has lost substantial value against it.
Nigeria is no longer a country. An expired country remains an expired country. There's nothing that you can do to an expired product that will revive the originality. Expired product is always an expired product. That is why all this thing is happening in Nigeria. Could you believe that there are some actors who are not in politics, but they are the people that are ruling this country? They are the ruling class in this country. People like Gumi, people like Sultan of Sokoto, people like some other prominent Fulani people who claim that they own this country, strangers for that matter, that are here impoverishing and destroying the life of the owners of the land. You see, that is why we are telling you that the earlier you start to know your problem and start advocating for it, is better for you. Because this country you are seeing today is not the way it used to be before. I could believe in 90s, when something happened, whenever you raise motion, at least the government will have fears. But today, the government have become the terror of the day. Look for another nearby African country that will be more safer than the way Nigeria is. Because what you're about to witness, this is just a beginning. What you're about to witness is going to be more disastrous. It's only that when they allow the Biafrans to go, that is when Nigeria will know their peace. If not, the souls of the 3.something million Biafrans that the Nigeria slaughtered can never let Nigeria know peace. Never. Share this video widely. Thank you.